Marcus stood in the hotel hallway, roses trembling in his hands. Room 412. He checked the crumpled paper again. His daughter Emma had written it down for him that morning. "Dad, just give them to her," she'd said. "Mom would want you to be happy." 3 years since Sarah passed. 3 years of frozen dinners and quiet evenings. But Emma insisted he try dating again. The woman from the coffee shop had seemed nice. They'd talked twice. She'd mentioned staying at the Grandview Hotel. Marcus knocked. The door opened. A woman stood there in an elegant white robe, blonde hair catching the warm light from inside. But she wasn't the woman from the coffee shop. "I'm sorry," Marcus stammered. "Wrong room. I thought—" She looked at the roses, then at him. Something flickered across her face, not annoyance, something deeper. "They're beautiful," she said quietly. "I apologize, I must have gotten the number wrong." He turned to leave. "Wait," Marcus stopped. "Would you like to come in, just for a moment?" He should have said no, should have found the right room. But there was something in her voice, a loneliness that matched his own. Her name was Victoria. The suite was enormous, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. "I'm supposed to be celebrating," she said, pouring 2 glasses of water. "My company just closed a major deal. My assistant booked this room, champagne, the works." "But you're alone," Marcus said. She nodded. "Turns out success is quieter than I expected." They talked for an hour, then 2. Marcus learned she'd built her business from nothing after her divorce 15 years ago, poured everything into work, forgot to pour anything into life. Marcus told her about Sarah, about learning to braid Emma's hair from YouTube videos, about parent-teacher conferences where he was always the only dad. "You didn't give up," Victoria said. "I had Emma. That made it easy." "No," she said firmly. "That made it worth it. There's a difference." When Marcus finally left, he'd forgotten all about the woman from the coffee shop. He saw Victoria again 3 days later. Not by accident. She'd called the florist, tracked down his order, got his number, asked if he'd like coffee. Emma couldn't believe it. "Dad, she's rich. She's lonely," Marcus corrected. "Like I was." Their second date was a walk in the park. Victoria wore jeans. Marcus had never seen someone look so relieved to be ordinary. Their third date, she met Emma. Brought her books, not toys. Talked to her like a person, not a child. Emma whispered to Marcus later, "I like her." But dating Victoria meant entering her world. Charity galas, business dinners, people who smiled with their mouths but not their eyes. At one dinner, a man in an expensive suit looked Marcus up and down. "And what do you do?" "I'm a supervisor at a warehouse," Marcus said, "and I raise my daughter." The man smirked, moved away. Victoria found Marcus on the balcony later. "I'm sorry about Richard. He's an idiot. Your whole life is like this," Marcus said. "People measuring worth by bank accounts. Not my whole life. Not with you." 6 months in, Victoria asked him something impossible. "Marry me." Marcus stared. "We've known each other half a year. I'm 58 years old, Marcus. I've spent 20 years building an empire, and I've been miserable. 6 months with you, and I remember what happy feels like. I work at a warehouse. You work hard. You raised a beautiful daughter alone. You brought flowers to a stranger and stayed to talk because you saw she needed kindness. That's worth more than anything in my bank account." Marcus said yes. The wedding was small. Emma was the flower girl. Victoria's business partners looked confused. Let them be confused. On their honeymoon, Victoria asked Marcus what he wanted. "I have everything," he said. "No," she insisted. "What's your dream? The one you set aside?" He'd never told anyone. "I always wanted to write stories for kids, about families that don't look perfect, but love perfectly." 6 months later, Marcus published his first book. Victoria had hired him an agent, an editor, everything. But the words were his, the heart was his. Emma read it first, cried at the ending. "It's about us, isn't it?" she asked. "It's about finding family in unexpected places," Marcus said. "About knocked on wrong doors that turn out to be exactly right." Victoria built her empire. Marcus wrote his stories. Emma grew up watching 2 people prove that love doesn't follow a schedule. Years later, someone asked Victoria the secret to happiness. She smiled. A man knocked on my door with flowers meant for someone else. I could have sent him away. Instead, I invited him in. Best decision I ever made. You didn't choose the safe path, they said. No, Victoria agreed. I chose the human one. Sometimes the wrong door is the right one. Sometimes a mistake is destiny wearing a disguise. Sometimes the person you need walks in holding roses and an apology. And sometimes happiness is just having the courage to say come in when your heart recognizes home. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories about real love and second chances. Leave a comment below telling me about your own unexpected moments of grace.